We won't say anything. It's totally not recording right now.
It's totally not.
It's totally not.
No.
Everything is. It's the government. It's Big Brother. Big Brother. Big Brother's always recording.
Always.
Traffic was okay today.
Yeah?
It was okay.
It's January 3rd, so.
So now I take it we are recording.
Yeah.
But, kids are back in school.
Yep, dropped mine off this morning.
And the idiots aren't out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like traffic.
Yeah, okay. You guys just jump right into it.
No.
There's no intro.
We're not there yet. You want to get right to the goods.
Well, no, I don't know what's going on. I put headphones on and now I'm talking on mic, so I feel like we're being recorded. But now I don't know if I'm being recorded.
You just need to be patient. I know Amy has taught you patience.
She has.
Because all of our significant others teach us patience.
Yeah, traffic wasn't bad.
No.
Especially because I thought this was on like Zoom.
Yeah.
Until I saw the thing pop up said light traffic. And I was like, why would there be light traffic? Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing.
You really don't pay attention, do you?
I'm doing this from my house, and then I read the notes about parking.
The notes,
and I was like, oh, they actually want me to come in.
David said you got to put all the notes in there so he knows exactly what's going on. So I laid it out step by step.
Which you did a great job.
I tried.
I just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Colt Mertzky, aka Tall Brewski.
Yeah, and then I was like, there's no way this is an actual 3-hour deal because I don't have 3 hours to stay awake that long to talk.
Dude, thank you for coming in and doing this today.
Yeah, man.
It's a good buddy of mine. We've known each other for, I don't know, since 2007?
Probably before that.
Yeah.
It was in Minnesota when we first,
Vegas.
Kansas City.
No, it was Vegas.
But I was with Kansas City when we first met.
Yeah, you were with Kansas City.
So it's got to be 2005, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I met you and
6.
Boomer at the same time.
So that would have been like 2000, and I guess it would have been 6. Yeah, maybe 7.
We were at the ACMs.
Yeah, it could have been 6 or 7.
I can only imagine the fun you two had at the ACM.
Well, it's that we really didn't do a lot then.
No.
However, we used to go on trips together. Like we went to Aspen one time, which was absolutely amazing.
Well, I found my way to Aspen. I was there hunting, and they were there skiing. I actually was just telling someone this story the other day. Dude, it's actually my one and only trip to Aspen, and me and my buddy were hunting in Craig, Colorado, and so he's shooting out, and my buddy scope bites himself, so I literally have to take him to a vet because there's no doctor, there's no hospitals, open.
What did you just say?
Scope bite?
Yeah.
Is it where the scope pops you in the eye? Okay, I didn't know it was called that.
He's not the greatest shot. He smacked himself in the face. And so I took him to a vet. We took him to a vet.
Nice.
Took him to a vet to get stitched up. And then, I don't know, we found ourselves some random little bar having a couple drinks. And then, I was texting with Chad and Dave. And they're like, bro, we're now. How far is Aspen from here? We already tagged out. So it was like, all right, let's, the next morning we rolled out. And then got there. They were on the ski slopes, and we walk in. I've never been to Aspen before. I walk in. I think I'm in camo. I think I'm in hunting gear still. I've got blood on me from the night before. And we walk into this hoity-toity place, and I kid you not, I've never seen this before, and I can't even make this up. So we walk in, and my Jeff, he's a big dude too, and there's like a whole bunch of like padded ottomans, like big ottomans and couches.
Yeah.
I think of Aspen, right?
Sure.
Whenever you actually think Aspen looks like you haven't been there, that's exactly what it looks like.
It's ski, everybody in ski stuff.
No, there was a grown man. and
I'm sure you were turning a lot of heads.
And he was
your buddy.
laying on the ottoman.
Oh, yeah.
With like a long fur coat.
Yes.
And a glass of Chardonnay.
Of course.
Wait, what? Where did I just walk into? I'm like,
is this the Playboy Mansion?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, there's the dude in a fur coat laying on an ottoman with a glass of Chardonnay. And everybody's just okay with this. Like, people just laying on. I'm like, where?
This is normal.
And I walk in, the bartender looks at us and was like, you guys, first time here. What gave it away? What gave it away? And he was like, what do you want to drink? I was like, whatever everybody else is not drinking. Like, whatever this crowd is drinking, I want the opposite.
Whatever fur coat's drinking, I don't want it.
Opposite.
Were you you were with Minnesota then, right?
Yeah. That was like my first year in Minnesota. Like that was like 2008. That might have been. Yeah, I think that was 2008. Maybe the spring, like no, it would have been. It would have been.
We'd go around Chad's birthday, so it was February.
So maybe it was like
January,
February of 09.
1st of February.
It was like February of 08 or February of 09. It might have been 08.
I've never seen so many people.
No, I think it absolutely was 08. Yeah.
We'd walk down the street and they would yell at him from cars.
Well,
not even knowing who he was.
What'd they say?
Because he had the mullet, and he's like, and they'd be like, nice hair expletive.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you yelling at him?
Yeah.
Yell at me. And it's Aspen.
Yeah. So people
Aspen.
Aspen were not friendly to me. They knew the white trash was there. They're like, oh, here we go.
we went to the sushi place, dude, and we sit down. I mean, it's a crew of us. It's all dudes. It's a dude ski trip. We're not that bougie, but we were at this time.
Yeah.
We sit down, and it's like 7, 8 of us, all dudes, just rednecks. And the waiter comes over, and Jared's like, we want a bottle of this. And it was like some ridiculously expensive sake. And the dude goes, sir.
No, it was the wine. It was the wine that first. So we ordered a couple bottles of, I can't remember what it was. Oh, he was showing us, right? So I'd give my wine story was like I got given a bottle of 2004 Camus one year, right? And I was like, man, this is delicious, right?
Yeah.
So I started drinking Camus on the regular. That was kind of like my drink of choice, right?
Sure.
And then I had some friends with some wineries, so I kind of knew decent enough about some wine. So I asked for something like that. I was like, I a bottle of Camus or something like that.
And the dude threw the total movie thing at him. The Pretty Woman moment.
He was like, well, we don't have that. So he kind of gave us a list, and I was like, well, so the guy, the waiter was being cool. It was the sommelier.
Oh, that's right.
Being a jerk about it. So we're looking at the wine list, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, we're talking through it. I'm like, yeah, we'll take, we got like 8 of us. Yeah. We'll take get us like 3 or 4 bottles of this.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden the guy comes back over, and he was like, sir, you realize that is $300 a bottle. And I was like, okay, yes, but my friend's birthday, I may think I made the joke. I'm like, well, we all know what it really costs at the store. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I own a restaurant too. I get the markup. Okay, but thank you. Okay, appreciate the heads up. I can read the prices too. Yeah. And then he didn't walk away. And we're talking. He's like, sir, was there another choice you might want to make?
Whoa.
And I was like,
no, we'll take double.
I was like,
it's like, do I need to pay in advance?
I was like, he was like, you mean you ordered 4 bottles of this? I was like, oh, did I? And I was like,
better
you know
make
what?
it 5.
Better make it 8.
It was amazing.
And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, we'll take 8 bottles of those.
Yeah.
And he was like, but. I was like, shoe on now. Like, so then, you want to be a dick about it?
Yeah.
So then it was just like, how embarrassing can we make this? Like, how hard can we make this?
We did. Right? We did well.
We did. I think we ended up going like through like 12 bottles of this. Right.
That's a strong flex.
I was giving them to people at the next table. Like, hey, you guys want a bottle of this? Hey, guys, anybody here? They obviously covet this wine because it's $300 a bottle. Yeah. So
the dude, like people at the table come over taking pictures because finally everybody realizes, oh shit, this is Jared Allen.
Yeah.
And so we did it, and the dude was pissed. The owner finally came over and was like, you guys are into my private stock, but have as much as you want. I was like, actually, your sommelier probably did you a favor because we're spending way more money than we ever anticipated spending here.
Yeah.
But now I'm just trying to disrespect his wine palate. I'm drinking it out of whatever the closest I could get to a solo cup was.
Exactly.
Would you like a big glass? No, I want it. Can I actually have a shot glass for that? Like,
I want the damn solo cup.
We're drinking out of the bottle.
Someone just drink it out of the bottle. Like, don't disrespect the wine.
A bottle for each person.
He was so mad. He was so mad, and I was just like, he was glaring at us the entire time. And so that story comes back tenfold. Goodness, it must have been. That was 2008. I mean, goodness, it had to be almost 10 years later. We had our golf tournament in Arizona, and Goldberg comes out to it, right? Mm-hmm. And
I was there.
Yeah, we were there. You guys were there. And so, I mean, it was like, probably 7 to 10 years later, and he's telling a story about that night. Because his brother owned the sushi restaurant. Bill Goldberg's brother owned the sushi restaurant.
Okay. Goldberg's a wrestler.
He was like, my brother called me, and he was like, and we were like, yeah, that was us. And it was this small world.
That is so funny.
It was funny, but yeah, sometimes you just got to put bougie ass people in their place.
I bet he quit after that night. He just got so mad.
No, we blew his mind, bro. He'd never seen anything like us.
Yeah. The night just progressed worse than that. Then we went to some private club where you can't have a hat on to get in.
Oh,
I had a hat on, and they weren't going to let me in there. And then I don't know. I was like, I got to get out of Aspen.
This place is not for me.
Your butt doesn't belong in Aspen,
dude. We talk about it all the time. It's the memories like that I'll keep forever.
Well, we ended up finding a dive bar because I didn't have my ski gear, right? So we found a dive bar, and Boomer got to go in on the jukebox. And Boomer turned this thing into a play, and the bar owner was like, it was like a little sports bar restaurant. By the end of it, I don't know, I don't know how it happened. We were just there eating lunch, and then Boomer got on the jukebox, started playing the jukebox. And I was like, all right, cool. And we were just waiting for them to get off the mount, so we kind of just hanging out. Some more people came in, and I think, hey, we weren't even like, it wasn't even like you were crazy. It was like a crazy party. Somehow by 5 o'clock it turned into a crazy party.
Got turned.
And there was a line out. He was a buddy of mine that played with me.
Boomer
in
Grigsby,
Kansas
he
City.
was a fullback.
Oh yeah, Grigsby. Yeah, I remember him.
So this might have been. I might have still been in Kansas City. I don't even know because he was hanging around. No, I think I was 2008. Anyways, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, the next thing you know, there's like this line out this, but it's like the most. All of a sudden, it became like the most happening club in Aspen. It's just this dive
You
bar.
have that effect on places.
And we were just playing jukebox. Dude was like, free jukebox, free beers for everybody. So dude, it was packed, and we went and met them, and we came back, and it was literally a line out there. We came back in there, you would have thought we owned the place. People were like, oh my god,
Dude. Jared made it back. Somehow they got separated. We get a call like 4 a.m. from it was a Sky Bar at one of the hotels, and we're like, "Hey, you come get your friend."
No, that was Boomer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was at the house.
You were at the house with us.
Yeah,
and we'd lost Boomer.
Boomer.
And they're like, "Hey, your friend can't sleep in the lobby."
But he's wearing a fur coat, isn't that the thing?
That was the thing. And he had a glass of Chardonnay. I was like, I'm done. I thought Chad's house was like just not too far away. I started walking.
Oh no!
And I was like, this is way further than I thought. But then I was committed to it. I was like, I already knew it was just down this road on the right. I didn't know it was like 7 miles down the road.
Shit!
Because I was like, my night was done. I was like, this is. I'm not staying out this late. So I was walking back, and that's when I was like, man, I'm just gonna hitchhike it then. And some dudes pulled over, and they were like, nice hair, expletive. I was like, sure. But I had to laugh. I was like, it's pretty funny. They totally thought I was getting a ride, and they just cussed at me. I was like, I'll just keep walking.
That's amazing.
God, I miss you.
Yeah. And but yeah, that's when we got the call the next morning because everybody was like, "Where's Boomer?" I was like, "I don't know. I got back here before everybody, so I don't know where's Boomer." Sir, your friend is sleeping. First of all, how did they know it was our friend?
Well,
We know.
We were legendary that night.
They basically had Chad's number on speed dial for every hillbilly that comes through Aspen has to be.
Mr. Warwick's another one of your friends.
Mr. Warwick, we know these are your people.
Yes.
Oh God.
But yeah, we didn't Aspen. I've never been back, and to be honest, I don't really have a desire to go back.
Man,
I think you conquered Aspen. You did it.
You did it. You got him. Got him.
Yeah. So like, wow, how white trash do we think we allow these people in here?
Good Lord.
And they're not mad you're not coming back.
No, they're really not because it wasn't like we made a dent in their their budget. They're like, okay, all right, buddy.
So you were born in California.
I was, yeah. No, I was actually born in Texas.
You were born in Texas.
Raised
you grew
in
up
California.
raised in California.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna throw up the horns over there.
Yeah. Even though we just lost.
Yeah.
too.
Oh my God, that was so
sad.
To Washington. You lost to a bunch of hippies.
Washington's pretty good though. Their defense isn't that good, but I think their
Their quarterback. He's no joke, bro.
They
drink patchouli.
I don't even know what patchouli is. The
It's
fact
that
that you know
stuff that you put on that makes you smell better when you smoke a lot of weed.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Weed is like a drug.
Yeah.
Learn something every day.
Interesting.
Los Gatos.
Yes, I went to. I started out in Morgan Hill at Live Oak, and then I went my senior year to Los Gatos, then Idaho State and Kansas City, Minnesota.
We're not there
I'm
yet.
here.
You're just throwing it all
That was
out.
the fast forward button.
There you go. Boom.
God.
Done.
So did you grow up on a ranch?
I did. So my dad trained reining cutting horses and managed ranches. So I grew up all over ranches, depending on where we were at that year. I just grew up on a horse ranch and, all over kind of Northern California. My grandfather had a small ranch up in Northern California. So yeah, I just grew up around horses.
What did you cowboy? I mean, was that your thing? Did you get into it?
Yes and no. Like I didn't really go back to my roots until I lived a double life all the way to like college. You know what I mean? Like I was wearing Jankos at school and then Wranglers at home. 'Cause what kid actually wants to wear Wranglers in junior high and high school? Because I could fight, but I didn't want to fight that much.
Yeah.
So no, and I couldn't afford Jankos. So like I remember my mom got me a pair of Jankos. My dad refused, like, because sagging was cool, right? My dad, I remember one time, my dad would take me to Felisa's Western Wear and buy me whatever I want. He would spend $500, $600, $1,000 on me, and we were broke. But if I wanted some like popular, trendy clothes, he would take me for like Ross Dress for Less and be like, I'm like, Dad, these are sweatpants. And he's like, yeah, but they have pockets.
Yeah.
And they're $30 cheaper than, whatever else you buy. I'm like, Dad, they're literally giving these away.
My dad would freeze bread.
He
would get bread on sale and freeze it.
We would get the Wonder Bread store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, pancake, because pancake batter was the cheapest thing ever. Literally, I was telling my kids about this the other day. My dad would buy flour by the freaking gallons, right? And rice.
Yeah.
I had rice. That was my breakfast. I'd have rice with milk and sugar on it. And I'm like, at some point, I just feel like this is redundant. You can't have rice at every meal. It's resourceful. I'll get it, Dad. It's resourceful.
Yeah.
But at
4 billion Asians can't be wrong, bro.
I was like, I eat a lot of rice, not even brown rice. Could we change it up? Nope. White rice.
Nope, white rice,
steamed
baby.
rice. Put some milk on that. Like, it was like Friday. Put some water on that. You'll be all right. Son.
Yeah.
I need water. Frick puts water on their cereal. It's the dumbest crap I've ever heard, Dad. You got a 37-gallon bag of cornflakes, and you can't even get the milk to go with it.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
I completely lost control. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah. So I don't know where we're going with that. But yeah, I grew up on a horse ranch.
You eat rice, my dad froze bread. That's where we're at.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I've known you for what have you said, and one of your celebrations was your calf rope.
So I grew up. So yeah, one of my dad when we first moved from Eureka down. My dad.
Eureka.
I was like, yeah. So we moved, my grandparents lived in Rio Dale, California.
Yeah.
Which is just south of Eureka, and then so when we moved from Texas, we moved to them. I was 2 when we moved from Texas, and then we lived in Eureka, California until I was about 6, and then moved down to San Jose area.
Gotcha.
And so I don't even know where I was going with that one, but
the calf rope.
Oh yeah. So when we moved from Eureka down there, so one of my dad's, where my dad was training out of, one of his buddies had a hay company, and he was a calf roper. So he taught me how to calf rope and throw a rope when I was young. I used to go to rodeos with him and warm up all the Cowboys horses and stuff like that. So that's kind of where that came from. And so it came from when we were Neil Smith. We were out with Neil Smith. So Neil Smith got put in the Ring of Honor in Kansas City. I did his celebration twice, and we were out to dinner. We actually ended up hanging out with Hank Williams that night.
Wow.
Junior,
Lord.
That's a whole other bag of tricks there. But I was the sober one. I was sober the entire night for that. So to be sober watching, Hank be Hank was pretty special, weird, and one of those don't meet your heroes
eye-opening
type of deals. But
he's a character.
But also really cool at the end of the day because, it was pretty fun. But so Neil was like, he was like, man, I appreciate you doing my celebration. Like, you should do like, you got to come up with one for yourself. So I was talking to everyone, I was like, you just calf rope, like, time up, stop the clock on it. So I was like, yeah, it works. So we started doing it. It stuck. Kansas City loved it. The league hated it, obviously, at some point.
Successive celebrations.
Yes, it took off. So, but yeah, that's where that stems from. Is my dad? My dad didn't rope. He grew up. He was reining cutting horses and stuff like that. So, I team rope and stuff now. But yeah, that's where that came from.
Nice. You played 12 seasons?
12.
Minnesota, Kansas City, the Bears, and Carolina. You went to Super Bowl in Carolina.
Yep, and then retired.
How badass was that?
Super Bowl was great. Obviously, I wanted to win it. But, I mean, it was in my hometown, right back in Santa Clara, Bay Area kid. So to play there, knowing that was my final year, it was special. Losing sucked, but, at the end of the day, it's the only regret. Like, we focused so much on that game, we didn't enjoy the week, right? It was like we were curfew by 11. Denver was out till 4 in the morning every day till midweek. And we're like, we're gonna kill these guys. So we tried to lock it in, and I tried to tune out all the nonsense just because I knew I could easily get distracted with a whole bunch with people you don't even know anymore coming up and wanting to hang out. And so I kind of pushed everybody back. I went to go see my wife and kids stayed at my folks' house, and so you just kind of hung out with them, and then plan on we're gonna celebrate our faces off when this is when we win this, and then when you lose, it's just like, no, I'm good. Everybody else is already drunk, and you're just like, I'm having a really hard time. I
just want to go home.
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time, getting rallying with this. So I did. I was like, I told the coach, I'm going to my folks' house. He's like, cool, and. So I just went back to my folks' house and hung with the wife.
What's
and
he going to
kids
say?
and-
You can't play next year?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm already retired. Sorry, Ron.
Like, bro, you got no.
Be at the play at 11. I'll find my own way home. I'm good.
Yeah, see ya. Keep my shit.
Cut me.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Well, I mean, I mean, we came up. We did the national anthem a few times in Minnesota with you. Met you in Kansas City. Played your with Billy Currington and James Otto and a few others. It was your birthday party out there. Can't remember what the place was. It your birthday party?
no, we used to do that was the so we used to do a Halloween party for juvenile diabetes. Or for
That's
JDRF.
what it was. Yes.
So actually, we were talking about that the other day. So Mike Kennedy.
That's how I met you through Kennedy.
Yeah, through Kennedy. So
he
Mike,
was the program
Mike
director.
Mike was just at my
Gotcha.
house over the holiday. Yeah, just before the New Year. So just a few days ago. It's small world. We ended up moving next door to his daughter,
Yeah.
So we were looking at buying the house we're in now before our house gets built. I get a call from Mike, and he's like, "Hey, Abby is looking. I think she might be looking at buying a house next to you." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, I remember when she was like 13. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's been a fun deal. They could be friends with. See, for them, your past kind of comes into your future, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, something like the other day, we were actually laughing about one of our first JDRF. I used to put on a Halloween party every year when I was in Kansas City. The first one was just at like Maya's Mexican restaurant, just the team, and it kind of took off. So then I was like, well, let's turn this into a charity thing, right? And I like country music, and so Mike was like, hey, we do it for a charity. We can get people to come out and play.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So we started, giving the bar and the door to JDRF, and I was trying to tell my kids the other day. I was like, one of our first people we had play was Taylor Swift.
Oh wow.
And if anything, she was actually too young. It was at the Peanut Bar. It was like Tracy Lawrence's Peanut Bar or something. I think he owned it through another guy who ran it from in Kansas City, and we thought she was like 19 or 20. We didn't know any better. And back then, Boomer. So we're over there. So she comes in, me and her mom. I'm wearing like the inflatable ostrich costume. I'm keeping it classy. Boomer, he was a mountain of a man, he's dressed as a stripper, which means he's not wearing much, but like a really short gold girdle and like a Crown Royal bag hanging over his junk.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes up and he's like, "Hey," to introduce himself to Taylor and his mom, and he's like, "Hey, can I get you guys a drink?" To like her mom, and her mom's like, "Well, I'll take whatever." But she's like, she's 15.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Oh, okay. This is really awesome. So I'm laughing. I think it's hilarious. Like, hey, Boomer, remember when you hit on Taylor Swift when she was 15, bro? And you're wearing nothing but a man bag, you know what I mean?
I always said he should have been a wrestler.
Yeah,
he was like 6'2" and 280 of all muscle.
He's like 250. He's like
I've
literally like
never
6'2",
seen-
250, like just stupid jacked.
He's a mountain.
And
like you said.
so we were just laughing about that the other day. But yeah, and then we met like. Beaumont Club, I think.
Yeah, Beaumont Club. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I couldn't
Beaumont
remember
Club.
that.
You guys came and played at the Beaumont Club through Kennedy, and goodness, Otto was there. We had some people come through our Big and Rich one time came through, and John was they were doing something at the radio station. He was like, "We're gonna put a party on at the Beaumont Club," and I was like, "Well, we just happen to be having a party."
Come on over.
Come on over, buddy.
Yeah.
So we had some people come through. It was fun, but that's how I ended up meeting a lot of guys, and then. Just staying in contact and all that fun stuff.
When you're talking about when we were in Arizona with Goldberg, right? I hung out with Goldberg a lot that night. That dude was really cool. I've got his number. I'll text him from time to time, and every time he's like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "Remember me?" And I'll send him the picture of us, and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, dude, how you doing?" I'm still not going to save your number.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was cool. You've been working. I mean, for many years. Wounded Warrior, Homes for Wounded Warriors.
Yeah, so we started our foundation in 2009. Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors, and we build handicap accessible homes.
That's
for wounded vets
badass,
all over
man.
the country. So goodness, we've built close to 30 of them now. And we have phenomenal partners, great people, who run my organization too. We keep it small, and all of our money goes to our houses. We have phenomenal partners.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for a long time, and we used to have the big night ops golf tournament, is what Dave was talking about, where we had like a 300-foot slip and slide.
Oh wow.
And we play half the holes in the day, half the holes at night.
Yeah.
We don't
Okay,
take ourselves too serious.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the night holes. Okay, I'll throw this out. Okay, so we get there. We have no idea what we're doing. This just wonderful country club.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a Ritz or something like that. Or
At Arizona Grand. We started having at the Arizona Grand, but we've had it at a couple places that were, they were always nice.
but it was
courses.
beautiful. This golf course is gorgeous. There's a huge slip and slide. I see Chris Cagle go down this thing.
Oh, that was at the Arizona Grand.
Dude, I love Chris. My man had got a little porky. At one point, I looked over and he's got one hand on his hip and he's got another on. He's got a plate of food on his belly.
Yes,
and he's just eating it. And then he goes down the slip side. But anyway, this golf.
And for some reason, everybody that looks like that decides to wear the least amount of clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He
I'm
should
like-
not be doing anything close to what he was doing.
It really got weird. Go ahead, continue.
But the golf. So during the day, it's pretty normal, except for there's one par 3 where they've got a sniper with a BB gun up in the woods.
Airsoft gun.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, it's full on. It hurt like hell. This girl, she's a female sniper, and they're like, I mean, we're teeing off, and you have to. You have to crawl to the tee while they're shooting over you, and then jump up and hit it real quick. And if you don't hit it quick enough, they'll shoot you in the ass.
Oh my gosh.
I got shot like 5 times. It was brutal. But it's shit like that the whole day long, which makes it amazing. But at night.
Oh, the water balloon cannon also will get you.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Dude, I mean, they're launching from other holes, so people are just teeing off like, wow.
It's just raining down
Just pure
furious
mayhem.
anger around you.
People thought like Knoxville designed the course. He didn't. He just
Johnny
happened to be
Knoxville was there.
Yeah.
So
of
I'm
course.
going up the steps, and Johnny Knoxville walks by me. I'm like, oh, shit, that's you.
That's you.
And I pretty much said that, and he's like, hey. But that was the only conversation I had with him. But anyway, at night, they have glow-in-the-dark balls. And everybody's drunk by this time.
I'd imagine
These
so.
damn things are flying everywhere, dude. I mean, it's chaos. I mean, they're just whipping by your head.
But it looks dope.
But it looks awesome.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, you just got the glow in the dark balls flying everywhere. We try to like tell people like we get new balls. Let's not get bit by a snake or anything like that. You know. But no, it is.
You got to worry about it.
It's literally, and then I mean, this thing goes until it was going to like 2 a.m. I
Oh
mean,
my goodness.
Yeah.
And problem was like that's kind of how we determined who won the golf tournament was who finished the most holes.
Yeah.
Like,
Who finished the most holes?
Someone would come in, like someone would come in early. You're like, really? -8. You obviously weren't. No,
Yeah,
you're a cheater. No,
Yeah.
we're getting this one off. You guys took this too serious. You guys are never allowed back again. But then the slip and slide would take first. So the first year we didn't do a slip and slide. First year we did $1 million hole-in-one shootout, right? And actually, we did the slip and slide just on the driving range, just because I always wanted to have a slip and slide, but it wasn't the main contest. And so we did slip and slide like in the beginning on the driving range, and it was kind of an attraction. Actually, it was started on one hole. Actually, I'll preface back. So it was just on the 15th hole. If you hit the slip and slide, you got to place your ball like we did something stupid like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't our shining moment. Literally, luckily, like the Fox News, the local Fox News had just left. It was like the first year was absolute debacle. We did it in July in Arizona. It was 115,
Oh, shit.
right?
Yeah.
So we're doing it. We timed it so we had a break. We had like a barbecue in the middle, and everybody went back out, which was pausing was a bad idea because everybody like people get wasted on golf courses anyways.
Right.
Somehow when you have a break in the action, they
Yeah.
get even more wasted, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing that, and next thing you know, I hear a freaking fight breaks out on the slip and slide hole.
Oh, are you serious?
Over
slip and
people,
slide.
they were wrestling over the water hose. So it went from the slip and slide to blasting each other with like a fire hose. And next thing you know, this whole hole is flooded. The sand traps are completely flooded. And we had the Marines out there, and then I don't think they were supposed to be drinking, but I'm sure they were. And anyways, the Marines, the next thing you know, there's a fight between a Marine and one of the golfers who happened to be one of my friends. And I was
Oh,
like,
man.
my gosh. But it was a good fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We just sat back and watched
Scrappy
it. I
golfer.
pulled up and I was like, oh, wow, this is good. Oh, he was a wrestler. He was a high school wrestler.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so
We'll say it
they
doesn't sound good to start out with.
yeah, right. So they
Like
get
just your average
they
Joe
get-
against
they
Marines.
get-
Doesn't look
They
so
get to
good.
tussling, and then what happened was he was wrestling with the garden hose, and then one of the other guys came behind him and started choking him out, and he warned him, if you don't stop choking me out, I'm going to punch you in your face. And the dude didn't stop choking him out. So he got out and he punched him right in the face and splattered this dude's nose. And I'm just like, this is not happening right now.
Wow.
So they got to tussling. So then everybody grabbed the fire hose and hosed him down and separated him up. Next thing you know, they're hugging it out. Like, but my buddy went to so bad. He went to go kick the dude when he was on the ground. And it escalated. It escalated. And when he went to go kick him, he blew his knee out. So, you got a dude with a busted nose. You got a dude on the ground with a blown out knee. And I'm just like,
shit.
wow, we're supposed to be helping people. Like, this
Yeah.
just got off the rails quick.
Wounded warriors.
And so So it got and one of the master sergeants from Marine Corps was there. Like it was like it all worked out right well. But then so that night, so we gave her the calm down with the award. So we had the $1 million hole-in-one shootout at the end. So at this point, everybody's trying to hit this thing. You got a bunch. One dude was so drunk he fell over. Right, the insurance company was not worried about anybody making this.
Yeah,
everybody just, but like no one cares. Like $20 a shot. Everybody's just throwing money in the pot. Like keep going. This thing lasted till like 3 a.m. This was 2009. This thing lasted till like 3 a.m. These people would not leave the golf course trying to take a shot. And I'm thinking it's hilarious. And some dude, I don't know, about 1:30, some dude who wasn't part of the golf course shows up with some shiny suit. And you would never, man, a couple hundred people at the golf course turned on this dude like, who's shiny suit dude coming up? Like, oh, no, we gotta shut this down. Guy, no, stole this shiny suit, hit the ball. I was like, we only had one fight. I don't need someone getting murdered out here. So we did away with $1 million hole-in-one shootout. I found out you put any kind of money, a possibility of winning that kind of money in front of a bunch of drunk people. Yeah, they are 100% going to try to win
all day long,
all night long, trying to win it. So then we went to the 300-foot slip and slide, which then the best prize, you got a trophy for winning the golf tournament. I can't remember. One was like a $5,000 Home Depot gift card.
Oh wow!
We had like a Polaris Ranger we gave away for the slip and slide. The slip and slide got legit. It got. I mean, we had judges. We had.
How did the slip and slide work? What was the details
you put
on
water on plastic and you run real fast.
But I mean, was there like judges? You guys.
Yeah.
We had
style.
Well, it was length based, right? So we tried to get in the flat, but there's undulations because it's on the driving range. So yeah, you kind of it was pure distance wise, right? Now we took some things into accountability, some style points. So we kind of first, second, third type place points. But after you're like the 6th year, I don't even without 5, 6. I mean, this thing went on for a long time. I was just like, okay, when like my wife, you can't really take my kids to this thing because this gets weird. No. When my wife and all the other wives are like, yeah, we've really seen enough grown like half naked men like lathering each other up with soap. Like this is getting odd.
That was the other thing. I remember that. Yeah,
it just started getting weird. And then you just had dudes that weren't going around the slip and slide, just walking around in their underwear. I'm like, what is this just got weird. Yeah. Well, we passed the point of fun to awkward now. Yeah.
It's one thing. So you look around, it's all these fit, professional college athletes. And then you've got the regular dudes doing it. Yeah. And it's just, Cagle did it. And it's just, you see him standing next to the guys. And it was so sad.
Yeah, there was a couple of dudes, I'm just like, because we had military, there's military dudes there, professional athletes there. And I'm just like, bro, like, come on, man, put your shirt on. Like, we get it, you're jacked. Yeah. We get it. Like, at some point, you're showing off.
I didn't take my shirt off.
No. Why not?
Because can't embarrass people.
So I'll tell you the bet that we should have stopped the tournament after this. COVID hit, which stopped the tournament, and you just can't bring it back. Some things you just have to let die and let the memory live on forever, right? Because if you try to recreate it, it's kind
of like
the sequel,
like the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, it's like Home Alone 17, right?
It's like 18 of them now.
And Home Alone, like my kids were watching Home Alone like 9 the other day, and they were trying to use like the name Kevin. Like that's clearly not Kevin. Right? Kevin is 35. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not Kevin. So you just can't let it go. So one of our buddies, Teddy is, he is a legend, right? I can tell you stories about this guy, but Teddy was actually a Black Hawk Down survivor, right?
Okay.
I met this dude. Yeah, you never met Teddy. Teddy, this was this night. So and Teddy doesn't look like the Captain America, which he used to be when he was in the Rangers anymore. But Teddy is like the most harmless, like great, like you just talk to him and you love him. Like everybody loves Teddy, and you don't realize that dude can kill you in about 35 different ways either, right?
Yeah.
And so we're at the slip and slides going. All of a sudden, we look up, and here comes this grossly overweight Teddy. I love you, but he's overweight. Butt naked dude. Running down the freaking runway.
Oh no.
Slides. And it would have been awkward, like, ooh, if he was crushed it. Dude went like the entire 300 feet of this freaking slip and slide, right? Just crushes it.
Balls.
just
he had no cloth resistance.
Pasty white ass just hanging out, right? Gets up, right? Someone throws him a little washcloth, throws him like a loincloth in front of him, raises the American flag, does his victory lap, and everybody
America.
just like
Yeah, just slow clap it.
women, everybody was just like, that was majestic.
Yeah.
Majestic.
It's like Rudy all over again.
And it was, we should have stopped. We should have stopped it right then, right there. Teddy won it, hands down. He won it that day.
That was it.
And every year, subsequently, people tried and you're like, no, put your clothes back on.
Yeah,
like
please.
no,
That moment is past.
it was past.
That was it.
Lived. It was outstanding. It was all on video too, which is gold.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say, I put on a golf tournament about every year, which you should come to.
I should,
next year. Yeah, I think I've invited you a couple of times, but
Golf. But the problem is everybody does the golf tournaments like in the summertime, and that's when I'm like,
no, this is in October.
oh yeah,
September, October.
Yeah. Oh, and I really got no excuse.
Yeah, none.
But I'm not committing just
What
yet.
day is it on
But
again?
no, but I'd have to
think I'm
say,
booked.
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
tried to model ours after yours. Now, not to the level of hedonism that yours was,
Hedonism.
but it's a banner, man. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
it was. You know what? Everybody, and it was like Fight Club. people that came to night ops, we call it night ops, would invite people, but nobody like wanted to talk about night ops because if you were the newcomer, people were like, this guy know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
Jared didn't tell us shit.
And so you got to experience it.
So you
And
just
you'd
got
always see the new
thrown
guy.
into the
You'd
fire.
always see the new guy coming out. He had his golf shoes on. He had his he was all buttoned up, like ready to go. And you're just like, this dude is in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then usually they're the ones that love it the most, and then they want to invite somebody. Because when this thing started, it was, we were hoping to get 100 golfers, right? And so we were using everybody we needed to try to fill out this thing, and then we ended up like 110. Dude, it got to the point where we were turning people away.
Turn them
It was
away.
like, we don't have enough people that we were trying to put 200 people on the golf course. And then the military made it great, right? The International Guard would come out, all of our partners would come out. It was great. And then we kind of just became this deal where we used it for our corporate sponsors to come, visit with our veterans.
Right.
Our friends would come out, and people would like, what celebs coming out? And it was like, man, whichever ones can handle it. Like we were like, we'd invite people back, and if you were a douche, you never got invited back.
Right.
Like, I didn't
Right.
care what your status was. That's why like Knoxville and the crew, they were great. They would pay their own way. Johnny and that whole crew came out.
You had a few of those guys out there.
Yeah, so like, man would
Pontius,
come out. Yeah, Chris Pontius
yeah.
would come out every year. Johnny would come out a lot of times if their schedules would make it.
That kind of thing's a cakewalk for those guys.
Well, no, but here's the greatest thing: like they were the best. Like because people they would stay the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. They would interact with everybody, and dude, I fell in love with these dudes. Like literally, they would pay their own way. And I was like, man,
That's awesome.
That's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
They that was one of those weird friendships that when I did Jackass 3D, you didn't know how that was played out. And dude, those dudes are some of the coolest, nicest, most genuine people.
That's awesome.
To this day, man, fantastic.
Speaking of Jackass 3D, that's when you just put Knoxville out, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were tough.
Do you remember this when he was catching? He was like, they were like, okay, we'll
I
have
haven't-
Jared tackle you now.
I haven't seen Jackass 3D, but now that I know you're in it, I will definitely check it out.
Bro.
Yeah, I checked it out. Like my wife was there to film it. Like she was there for the filming. And then we watched it in the theaters, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" So I get highly offended when like kids come up to me, like, "Man, I love doing Jackass 3D." I'm like, "What parents are allowing their kids to
Right?
watch that?" I had never seen more fake wieners like in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like shielding my wife. Whoa! I was awkwardly embarrassed. Like in the theater, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's aggressive.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
You
a part of it.
tackled Johnny.
I did,
Tackles
so-
lightly.
So we did it. We did the first game. First, they gave me this helmet, right? They gave me this helmet that I could like collapse from Big Five. I was like, I'm going to hurt myself. Right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really give him the full. And the Boomer was there too, and he was like, bro, he's like, you gotta leave your feet in this, dude. So we did the shot. We did the shot where he was catching the ball over the middle.
Yeah.
We did it like 3 or 4 times because he was like, we just kind of didn't get the right pot. And I'm like, these dudes are tough. And I wasn't hitting them
They're
not
crazy.
hard, right? So then when we get, dude, I whack them. But I told him too, I was like, guys, I'm not a linebacker. You want to see what I do? You guys should drop back and like have Johnny drop back, and I'll hit him from the blind side. Yeah. That was improv. Like that, they were like, yeah, that's
Dude.
So we go to that next, and it was muddy. I wanted to just run Preston right over, right? But it was kind of muddy. I was like, if I hit this dude and I slip and fall, I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm not about to look like the idiot on the movie.
Yeah.
So I was
because they totally would have added that in.
So he comes back, and I hit him so hard, and I drive him straight to the ground. And I didn't realize until later they told me I separated his sternum. We only did that one once.
Yeah.
We only did that take once. But
sure he was like, I'm done.
I grew his face into the ground. I thought he might. I was like, oh, that could have been.
I thought you killed him.
Yeah, and that one we only took once. But those dudes are freaking tough, man. Like honestly, the toughest people I've ever met.
I sit and talk to Pontius for a long time. It's interesting cat, man.
Yeah, so he's like he has like a genius level IQ. You know, sometimes those guys can be a little socially awkward. But if you get talking to him, like once you get to know him and you realize you're like, dude, this dude's crazy smart,
dude.
right?
Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah, crazy
Like,
smart.
we were talking some deep shit.
Good people, just solid people. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those where like you don't think you're really gonna gel. Like there's no way I got anything in common with these dudes. And you're like, these dudes are awesome. Yeah. Just genuine people. We man, you know, they had to live in Arizona, so they'd come out anytime they could too. So it was a fun group.
So, dude, thank you for all that. Thank you for taking care of our veterans. That's badass. Speaking of the United States.
Uh-oh.
So now we're getting deep.
You're in. We're deep. We're getting frosty now. Frosty. So after football, you decide to take up something that I never thought you would do. You curl.
Yeah.
And you're really good.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm all right.
It's you and a bunch of ex-NFL players, right?
No, I started that way, and then they all fell off. You know, then COVID hit, and which shook up, you know, everything. So, you know, depending on the whole thing was like point based. So we kind of got invited to play with some other teams.
How did you get into the land of curling?
Took a bet, trying to make the Olympics. You're just like. And I never welch on a bet. And I've spent probably 5 times more money than I'm ever going to win on the bet. Yeah, you know, trying to master the sport. But now I'm into it. Now you know I've put it out in the universe. So
you're like an all pro.
If I don't go to we got nationals coming up. My team qualified for nationals. I think we're like 53rd in the world right now or something like that.
53rd in the world.
Yeah, there's over 100 teams.
Which one are you? Are you one of them?
I'm the lead. Yeah, well, it's everybody throws 2 rocks, right? Okay. And unless you're the skip.
What's your speciality, though?
So I play lead. I throw the first 2, and then I sweep the other 8. I'm big.
You got them little shoes?
Well, we all have the same shoes.
The little weird shoes?
No, you got a gripper on one side, slider. You got to have a slider.
Yeah. And you put your leg out and you slide down?
Yeah.
I got to see this.
Well, we'll be nationals is January 29th
Where is this?
through the 4th of February, right by MetLife Stadium in Jersey this year.
It's in Jersey.
Nice. Yeah. So we got Marc Bulger opened up T-line curling here in Nashville, so that's where I practice out of.
Okay.
But yeah, all my team now this year is in Minnesota.
I'm going to come and watch a practice. I have to see this.
Yeah, come on out, man. It's a good time. I'll probably be on the ice tomorrow morning. So it's it's one of those things where. Then I go all in. We went to Switzerland for 2 weeks, curled over there.
You were like the 2021 men's national. You were in that championship, right?
This will be like my third or fourth nationals. Last year we beat Schuster in our first game at nationals. We were like sitting 3-0. Then we were 3-1. We needed to win one of our last 3 and to make it to the quarterfinals, and we choked and we didn't do it. So we finished 5th. So this year, hopefully, we podium. I do have a silver medal though in curling. Yeah. So this is where the curling world works. Is anybody can do it. And so I got invited as an alternate my very first year playing with Rich Rooney, who's our skip now. And his team took second that year at nationals. And I was the alternate. I ended up playing like 8 ends because they were smashing everybody. And but yeah, I'm like the guy who came off the bench but still has a Super Bowl ring. Yeah. I have a silver medal for I am a curling United States curling national silver medalist,
and I bet you prize that over everything.
I really don't know where it's at, but yeah, it's right next. It's right next to my second place NFC Championship ring. Yeah, right next to that. Like Ricky Bobby says, if you ain't first, you're last.
It's up there with the Ring of Honor in Minnesota,
right next to it.
Wow, dude. So, what else is going on with you?
Not a man, kids, man, kids and life. Just
You've been in Nashville how long now?
almost 7 years. September will be 7 years.
How'd you get to Nashville?
All my friends lied to me and told me how awesome it was.
Yeah.
And they lied.
Yeah.
Nashville's quit it. We told you the truth.
Oh man, it's so great. There's not that many people here. I'm like, oh, that's
there wasn't.
Cool.
Well, 7 years ago.
Man, the weather's super mild, like mild seasons. Oh, unless you're in February and it rains for 14 freaking days, or not, we had 14 inches of rain, in the month of February, my first year here. Yeah. Seattle has more days of sun than Nashville had. And I was getting emails from our school about seasonal depression. I don't know what the hell that is. I lived in Arizona the last 14 years. What the hell is seasonal depression? I was like, this place sucks.
Yeah.
My friends are liars. I don't like them. Move to Green Hills. It's phenomenal. Green Hills sucks.
Dude, the traffic is so bad.
I'm sorry, the traffic. There were shootings at the library right across. I went from living in a gated community on the side of the mountain in Arizona to having a neighbor watch me piss off my back porch because I'm a man and men should pee outside sometimes without the fear of the neighbor looking at them.
Exactly.
And I'm the offender?
Yeah.
Get out of here. So I'm like, are you kidding me? And then, oh, wow, there must have been a car accident at the library. Nope, a shooting. Starbucks, a shooting. I was like, what the F? To the point to when I had to leave town, I was like, I don't feel safe. So I literally hired an armed guard service to sit in my front yard because I was like, well, I got to make sure my family's okay.
Yeah.
I had my car broken into twice.
In Green Hills?
Wake up and have to see a dude with a ski mask on creeping down my driveway.
In Green Hills?
Green Hills is hood these days, man.
You need to move down to Brentwood, bro.
Yeah, I'm in Brentwood now. I'm building an Oak Hill. So I'm on the border of Davidson County and Brentwood. No, it's, I got here and it was just a total, it was like shock to me. And I'm like, what are all these freaking people? Traffic, no sidewalks.
Thank you, traffic.
What is the deal with no sidewalks? Do people not believe in sidewalks in Nashville?
We don't walk anywhere.
Clearly.
We like to ride in cars.
Clearly.
Wherever we go.
Clearly. And then it's like, oh, power lines above the ground. That's circa century. The 19th century.
Yep.
Bury the power lines, people.
So you're happy you moved here, huh?
Well, I haven't left.
Not in a hurry to leave.
7 years is the longest I've stayed in one place. No, that's so it's growing on me. I'm falling in love with it, I guess.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah.
I don't see you
humidity
enough.
I don't see anybody though. Like I'm reclusive. And then humidity. You guys lied to me about humidity. And when I'm saying my
God,
friends,
it's so humid.
I'm speaking directly of David Tolliver, Chad Warricks, James Otto.
Why would you lie?
Who else?
Because we love him. We want him here.
Who else can I call out? Jay Cutler lied to me as well.
Oh, Jay lies to everybody.
And so I'm like, hey, these are all the people I knew. I thought, I thought I was cool with in Nashville.
Lee says how, by the way.
Oh, Lee Bryce, yeah. Hey, Lee, how is it? I hear from Lee when he wants to borrow my truck. It's fantastic. Can I borrow your truck? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got me to move here. I was just like, oh, this is hell. We got back. We go to Tahoe for summers, and I get back. Every time I come back in August, I'm just like, oh my gosh. This is death. I don't remember humidity.
You come back in August. The worst month to be here.
I'll never forget. I talked to kids. Hey, he's like, August can be hit or miss. It can get a little warm. A little warm.
Shit.
I can't go outside. And I'm like, and then I'm West Nile virus is about to get me because these mosquitoes.
Wow.
Oh, man.
You ever thought about Xanax?
That's my rant. Nah, I'm cool.
No, I'm good, man. Why do you ask?
Yeah, I just bitch about it. I don't actually do anything about it. I just bitch about it.
I love you. I missed you so much.
So yeah, I just blame all my friends. So I quit talking to them. I was just like, I ain't talking to this guy for 3 years.
Maybe you should need to start tackling these guys like you did in Knoxville.
I'm not. That's the tell.
No,
there's no way. We were doing the national anthem one time, and he ran at me in full pads and everything, and jumped up in there like 12 feet.
Did you pee your
and
pants?
Scared the shit out of me. I mean, he comes running at me, and he's just splayed out. And I'm like, I'm dead. I'm
dead.
going to die right here.
I pull a hamstring watching people run now.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that was my resolution this year. I was like, I'm just going to start doing I'm going to eat slightly healthier, like clean. I mean, I eat fully organic, but I try to eat cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to work out maybe a little more.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff.
I walked down the steps backwards. No shit. This morning I looked at him. I was like, I could probably do it frontwards. Not going to turn around and walk down. And it's harder because there's still Christmas decorations up.
Yeah.
So that garland on the rail gets me.
Yeah.
I have to pick my spots. So I'm liable to fall down the steps backwards.
That's dangerous.
But
That's
the knees,
dangerous.
man.
Yeah,
I don't know how you guys do it.
So my knees are actually pretty solid. I blew my L5 out my last 2 years. So I played my last 2 years with a ruptured L5.
Ouch.
To the point like I couldn't even lift my heel off the ground for a few weeks. Broke my foot my last year. Played the Super Bowl with a broken foot.
That's
That's
fun.
why you lost.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't your fault, but it was your fault.
Yeah, it probably wasn't my fault. It wasn't nearly what I used to be. I can openly admit that. But no. So yeah, I just mine's my neck, and then I slept wrong. So like 2 years, a year and a half ago, woke up fell asleep on the couch, like at the lake, and I was like, oh. A little crick in my neck. A year later, I still had a crick in my neck. So I'm like, I convinced myself I was dying. I'm like, I'm dying.
I'm dying. I have cancer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm dying.
I have the neck
So
cancer.
I went and got X-rays and MRIs, and they're like, you have arthritis.
Oh.
And the doctor looked at me. She's like, how old are you? I was like, 40. She's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean, yeah?
do you mean,
That's
yeah?
not an answer. The answer isn't I'm 40, so you have neck arthritis, so you're in pain your whole freaking life. Like, that's not the answer, people.
No.
So I did like 4 more MRIs to make sure I didn't have cancer.
We need to go deeper.
Yes.
Really get in there, Doc.
Full body scan this one, Doc. And so yeah, now they're like, oh, well, here's what we can offer you. A special neck pillow. And I'm like, what? Really? A neck? So I sleep with like a curvature neck pillow, and I'm like, that's my life now. Arthritis. I was told I needed a shoulder replacement. Oh. So I have to have a full shoulder replacement at some point, which is super fun.
Is the neck pillow working?
Staving that up. Yeah, enough.
Ish.
Like to the point to where I manage, now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, the neck pillow actually is nice.
You and Chad Warwick's with the neck issues.
Yeah, well, his are way worse than mine.
Yeah, I've never seen such a unfortunate person before. in my
Yeah,
life.
every time I'm having more wrist surgery.
Yeah, I got stem cells.
He's like, just grab my strong hand, child. Grab my strong hand.
Dude, he did something the
My
other
germs.
show.
My
We did something
germs.
the other day, and he was like, his finger was black, and I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, I was cutting something. I'm like, how
Yeah.
do you do this to yourself?
Oh, dude, it's like my dad. I'm turning into my dad. I fell down the stairs the other day because
You should walk backwards.
I should, right? And luckily it wasn't a big lock. There's only 2 stairs, but the alarm was beeping in the middle of the night. Not to the point to where it was like there was someone in my house, so that was good. But I'm like, oh, battery's dead.
Yeah.
And why that happens at 3 or 4 in the morning?
Always.
Yeah.
Always like, 4 in the morning, the battery decided the alarm. We couldn't have done it at noon. So I was like, what? So I'm like going down to hit the code to bypass. Missed the last step, face first into the wall,
Oh, God, love that, dude.
knee on the tile, like trying not to scream because I don't want to wake my kids.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, now I have to eat this. I want to scream just because I'm a tough dude. Like I still want to scream because this hurts really
And
bad.
you're getting pissed because you can't let out the anger.
Yeah, and so I'm getting into bed. My wife's like, "What happened? Like, what was that? Like, oh, you heard that?" Like, yeah. Well, I might have
Just
broke
200 something pounds.
I might have broke my leg.
Plowing into the ground.
I might have broke my leg. I'm not sure. We'll think about this in the morning. Wake up limping. Like, why are you limping? I went to check the alarm. Like, that's my story.
I slept wrong.
Nothing cool. I can't see nothing cool. Like, oh, I got into a fight. I'm like, nope.
No.
What happened? I went to check my alarm and I fell down the stairs because I'm clumsy and old. my dad's like, sounds like you're turning into me, son. I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Jesus.
Thanks, Dad.
It's just the funniest thing. I picked up a coffee cup the other day and hurt my back.
Yeah.
It's just you don't know what's going to cause it these days.
Yeah, just all of a sudden you literally look wrong. You're like, oh,
No.
it sucks.
Where can people find you? I mean, on the social medias and whatnot.
I don't even know what that handle is, to be honest with you.
It
They're
just-
on there.
I'll find it and put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
for you.
it's on. It's like something.
Jared Allen 69.
What about your
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
your Wounded Warrior thing? Or homes for
homesforwoundedwarriors.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And check that. They got
It's a great organization. Please support it if you
Yeah.
can.
As soon as Twitter, like, this is how much I don't like social media. As soon as Twitter went with like the non-verified accounts,
Yeah.
I used that as an excuse to cancel mine. I was
Uh-huh.
like, called
took
lady,
my
I called,
check mark
I called,
away.
I called the lady who runs. I was like, oh, yep, I don't want to have any fake accounts. Go ahead and shut that one down.
Yeah.
So Instagram, do away with the check marks. That's the thing. Everybody's like, well, you have to have it. I get social media as like one of the greatest marketing tools ever.
Yeah.
But it's also the downfall of our society.
Sure.
100% agree.
Absolutely. They need to make it. You should be. If you can't vote till you're 18, you should not be able to be on social media when you're 18.
That makes so much sense.
I think you should have to pass a test.
Well,
Yeah.
my dad used to tell me all the time, right? whatever you do, be the best. But he's like, you know, you remember the line growing up, like, hey, listen, son, the world needs ditch diggers too.
Yeah.
Meaning not everybody's meant to be heard.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
everybody's meant to be in a position of power and
Exactly.
popularity, right? Know your role. That's kind of what your parents trying to teach us. Social media, everybody thinks they're effing important.
Yeah.
And goodness gracious.
It's giving a voice to the people that don't need to talk
No.
or write or spell.
No, my gosh. Yeah, I'm not
Spelling,
even
what's
on
that
there.
mean?
I'm not even on there. And just, you know, when you're going through my news feed, like, you're like, oh, gosh, everybody, I don't know. I feel bad for my kids. And I'm like, I'm hoping there's a new fad. Like, think about it. Like, oh, this is my boyfriend. Oh, what do you do? I'm an influencer. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Get the hell out of my house.
Exactly.
And where's your dad? I'm going to kick his ass, too.
Yeah.
Because he taught you nothing in life. Like, you better have some blisters on your hands. Like,
Well, don't try to find Jared on social media. And if you do,
no,
make sure you can
I literally
read.
go on there once in a while just to post something stupid or make fun of somebody for posting something stupid.
Well, I've got to ask. You have 136 sacks
Followers.
in your
Yes,
and 136 followers, but also 136 sacks in your pro career. Which quarterback was your favorite? Was there one where you're like, oh, I got that guy?
Yeah, all the top ones, right? Brady, Peyton,
Or maybe there
Drew
was
Brees,
one where you're like,
Rodgers. So I used to love playing against Philip Rivers when we were in Kansas. When I was in Kansas City, he was in San Diego.
the
right?
ultimate trash talker.
Yeah, just because he would run his mouth, right? But he was super nice at the same time too.
Never cusses.
So yeah, and I used to cuss a lot back then, and so I used to just absolutely destroy him verbally, and we'd just get at it. So Philip, if you're listening to this for some odd reason, sorry for all the bad things I said about you, but I made up for it. I did like a thing talking about how great he was.
Yeah.
Color was fun because I used to run my mouth at him a lot too, which was fun. Plus we with the Bears. I messed up, but Aaron, you know, they're all fun to hit because they're all prima donnas. They're all, you know,
They're quarterbacks.
That's my point. They're all quarterback. Oh, he played for 75 years. He's so tough. No, he doesn't get hit ever.
Yeah.
They only get hit in the games, right? And if you get sacked 4 times in a game, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So when are quarterbacks ever getting hit? Of course,
Well, a
Tom
buddy
Brady
of
played
mine-
until he was 50.
A buddy of mine used to play in the NFL. He was a lineman, and he was like, when you're a lineman, you have contact every single play.
Every play. It's like someone did a write up on it, and not only every single play, but Wednesday during practice, Thursday during practice,
Yeah.
Friday we try to pull back because if it was up to the coaches, we'd hit Friday too. Nowadays they don't do hardly any hitting, but there's still contact up front for sure. And so yeah, it's like a 25-mile-an-hour head-on car collision every single day.
Yeah.
And just
And
like
you got a dude just as big as you that's going to fall into your knees eventually.
Oh, dude, bigger, yeah,
Yeah.
300 plus.
Those
pounds.
linemen.
So yeah, just banging her head against a brick wall every day. That's why I'm always like, dude, hats off to like a lineman who plays for 10 plus years, 15, 17
Like
years. Like
Like your buddy Roos, he played forever, you know?
Roos played for 10. Yeah, Roos that sucks that he shut it down after 10. I think he might have got hurt, but he was one of the most underrated linemen in my honest opinion in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Roos was really, really, really good. Problem is he was never on that dominant team. He was on a 113-3 team, right? They had the 2,000-yard rushing season.
Yep.
And so he made the one Pro Bowl. But Mike was he was a tough guy to face against. I never got a sack on him. Well, he'll say it wasn't on him because I made an inside move and supposedly that was the guards. That was the guards dude. But I'll give Roos the credit, especially because we're Titans country. I never got a sack on him. He was a heck of a player. Mike's a good friend. But yeah, no, every quarterback. But yeah, all the ones that have that are the top dogs, you love hitting, right? Because they hate it.
Yeah.
They hate getting hit. And then you get then they get yelled at then they start yelling at their linemen, and then when the linemen come back, I'm like, oh, is Daddy mad at you?
Daddy's mad.
That sucks. That sucks. You're a 350-pound grown ass man, and this dude is scolding you like a child. Bro, that sucks.
And they just get so pissed.
And they do, and then their faces just go down, and it's like, oh, you better listen. Daddy's calling you again. Go listen. What's the snap count?
It's killed me. Oh, is Daddy mad at you?
Okay.
I just can't
Oh,
imagine the amount of
yeah.
shit that gets talked
Yeah,
between the lines.
who's the best trash talker you've been around?
Listen. I was one of them for a long time. Pat Williams is great, but the problem is it's hard to understand Pat Williams sometimes. So I would have to translate a lot of times. I was like, He says, you suck.
Is he like the Cajun guy from Waterboy?
Yeah. He's from Louisiana, too. He's from Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
So me and Pat Williams made quite the team. Like you said, Phillip Rivers, for a quarterback, would run his mouth a lot. Not a whole lot of offensive line. I'll give Donald Penn credit. He runs his mouth a lot. Not a lot of offensive linemen don't run their mouths. You know what I mean? So running backs would they'll chirp sometimes, but for the most part,
Receivers and corners chirp a lot.
yeah. Actually, Steve Smith was really good at trash talking.
Yeah.
And we played him. Goodness, I don't remember what year it was. Didn't even matter. But we had Brett, so maybe it was like 2009. No, it wasn't. It doesn't matter what year. But we were playing him, and we're beating him, right? And I mean, he's about to shut it down. We're going into halftime, and he's kind of like, he's already like, man, Jared, I want this game to get freaking over with. And then Benny Sapp, and I love Benny Sapp. I spent a lot of my career with that man. He was our nickel in Minnesota and in Kansas City when I was there. And he starts running his mouth to Steve Smith about how he's locking him up and he's beating the piss out of him. Oh. And you just see Steve Smith like, okay, now I have to shut this dude up. Catches one, I'm like, oh crap. Now all of a sudden Steve's running his mouth and we cannot stop this man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Steve, go back into your hole. I told you, Jared, he should have talked to me. He shouldn't have said a word to me. I was about to shut it down. It's like, now I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are going to lose this game because Steve Smith is pissed off and we don't have anybody that can cover him right now. And sure as hell did we not lose that game because Steve Smith got pissed off. And I was just like, oh,
It's like shit talking Jordan. You just don't do it.
Just
Don't
stop.
do it.
No, just
Don't do it.
stop. Shush. And that's why I tell people, like, if you want to get underneath my skin, don't say anything to me because if you're bantering, like, now I got you. Right?
Yeah.
Like Walter Jones would sit there and just stare at you, and you're just like, "This is awkward." Hey, Walter, I guess you're gonna win this one today. You're gonna not say a word. I'm not gonna beat you. You're hella good, and now I can't even get you out of your element. So this is fun. Yeah. Say something, Walter.
Love it.
Stare at me.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Jonathan Ogden the same way. Hey, Jared. I'm like, Ash, you're really nice.
Stop being so nice.
Can we just talk? Can we be nice after the game? I'm trying to fight you right now. I want to fight you.
Speaking of it's the randomest thing, but I've known Keith Bulluck for a long time.
Yeah.
Good friend. I only see him at Publix.
Love him. I do. First of all, like our kids go to the same school together.
Yeah.
And I barely see him.
Great dude.
I used to see him all the time. And then, because we have birthdays together too, right? His birthday's the day before mine, I think. I think he's the second. No, I'm sorry. He's the fourth, I think. Pretty sure he's the fourth because Bulger's the fifth. I'm somewhere in that range. We have birthday right day apart, right?
Yeah.
But he started that coffee shop, and because when he was curling, he started getting busy. Then he started that coffee shop, and I don't ever see him. I used to call him all the time, like, bro, our kids are in the same musical. Where are you right now? I'm going to the later show.
Yeah. Our kids played volleyball against each other, and we would see each other there. But
I love him.
But like every other month or twice a month, I'll be in an aisle at Publix, and I'll feel somebody behind me go, hey. I turn around and it's just Bulluck. I'm like, really?
Best part about Keith is, and this is why I think we're good friends, because I'm the same way. Like, I don't need to talk to him. If I have to talk to you every week, you are way too needy for me, right? Like, I'm good. If I see you once a month, like, what's up, bro? Like, my life doesn't change that often. I still like you. We're cool.
That's it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
cool. We'll catch up. Like, awesome, man. High five.
Yeah.
Life's cool. If we get together for a beer, awesome.
Catch up next
but
time.
coffee's better because I'm up in the morning and I'm usually in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
Just a hug and a hey and aisle, and then picking out some crackers.
Yeah,
Here's Bulluck sneaking around. Very, very sneaky.
But that's the same way with Keith. Man, you see him, oh, bro, what's up? Like,
No, it's like never missed a beat.
and that's what I love about him. And just genuinely, he's freaking funny. I tell you, dude, he's low-key
Yeah, he
freaking
is.
funny. And him and his wife, Heather. Heather's fantastic, too. I love the whole Bulluck family.
Good peoples, man.
But yeah, Keith, and he's like he's just legend here.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's royalty.
Mr. Monday Night.
Yeah.
Royalty.
He's a beast. He was a beast.
And dude, this is another, my Bulluck story. He was on the wrong end of this one. I mean, he laid a lot of people unconscious himself, right? But this was back when the NFL was cool. It was my rookie year.
That was cool.
It was my rookie year. We were playing. I think it was Monday Night Football here, and we had Tony Richardson. That dude could hit, right? And Keith Bulluck could hit, and we were running an ISO, and they had met in the hole, and Keith was sleeping. I mean, sawing logs asleep in the hole.
Man.
We were like,
Night.
oh my gosh, Tony might have killed him. Like, you know, it's like with two fat, you know, it's like Tyson and you know, Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
I guess. You know? Terrible analogy because Buster
It
Douglas
was
late tight
awful.
and flat.
I would have gone Holyfield.
Holyfield, they hit each other and you knock each other out, so to speak. But dude, they freaking just hit, and Keith is unconscious. 2 plays later, he's back in the game, making tackles, right, laying people out, and you're just
big
like,
bright
dude,
gloves.
he would have been out for 3 weeks in today's NFL, right? Just freaking solid lines, like he's back in, laying people. I mean, I think he had a sack. He's pick. I don't even know. He's making
babbling
plays
on the sideline.
He's making plays, and you're
Going
just,
to the wrong sideline.
yeah, you're just like, dude, I guess he just needed a power nap. Like, he's back. Let's roll. Let's keep it going.
All right, I got a full 30 seconds, Coach.
Yeah,
Put
Coach,
in.
I'm good. I'm refreshed.
I think I remember you guys coming here because we came out to your hotel and hung out for a while.
That was
And-
09 in the preseason. Yeah.
And
Greatest game of my life. I didn't have to play.
Thanks, man. No, I met Adrian Peterson then.
Yeah.
That's the hardest handshake I've ever had in my life.
I've heard he's got
I
it.
feel like he tries to do it on purpose at some
my
point.
God, he
but then,
put my hand.
But then at some point, it's like not. But you're like, yeah, it's offensive. Like you want to punch him in the face when you
Yeah.
first shake his hand.
I went to a knee.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, he shook my hand. I was just like, I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, we doing this? And he's just like, hey, we
doing this?
Great to meet you. Like, oh, we're not doing this. Oh, this is legit. This is just your handshake. I was
Yeah,
like,
just you.
He was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "You got beef?"
that dude,
You know?
I'm like, I have a gun on me right now, Adrian.
Jared,
Back up
hell.
the handshake. Back up.
Get him off me.
It's that Texas mentality.
I
man.
think he was a special dude.
He was
I
stout.
showed up in Minnesota. This dude, right? I can run for days, right? I have cardio. I can. That's my thing. So we're running. The non-special, which is crappy, they call them skilled players, right? I'm pretty sure being an offensive defensive lineman takes a lot of skill.
Oh, yeah.
So all you coaches that, the skill position, suck it. Anyway, so us linemen, non-skilled position players, we had to run 300-yard shuttles. For anybody who doesn't know, that's 100 yards down, 100 yards back, 100 yards back down, right?
Oh, God.
And we had to do it in what time. So I mean, I beat everybody by maybe 5-10 yards, whatever. Putting it out there, letting everybody know I'm a new guy in town, new money. Like, all right, this dude's in shape, ready to go. Adrian on the fourth one beats everybody by like 50 yards. And I was like, this dude's
this
a
guy?
freaking animal, right? And then he's like, all right, let's break it. Let's break it down. And brings it up. And this dude's horseshoed just with a chew in. Literally,
serious?
just a massive. I mean, he is jaw to jaw.
Adrian?
With a dip in. I'm like, this dude just ran 4 300-yard shuttles with a dip in, like it was nothing.
With just a fatty chaw daddy.
Yeah, just freaking dip tag somebody on the sideline.
Amazing.
All right, Charles, let's do it. And I was just like, this dude is amazing. And then he had a leg injury one time, and I was like, and so he's, we're walking out to practice. He's not practicing, which I could care less if Adrian practiced or not, right? But he's supposed to have a hammy or quad injury or something like that, right? And this dude's got like 600 pounds on the squat rack, just banging out a squat workout as we're all going out to practice. And so I'm like, what? So that's why I came to him afterward. I was like, hey, Pete, man, I'm like, first of all, I don't care if you practice or not. I don't care one bit or the other. Mm-hmm. But if you're hurt with a leg injury, like for these young cats walking out, like maybe do that in the morning. 600 pounds. He was like, I just get a light leg workout. First of all, it was like literally like 500-600 pounds. He calls it a light leg workout, and I'm just like, this dude's a monster. And he's there, but it's like, just maybe do that when no one's. Maybe wait till everybody's in the practice field.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, it's like week 12, week 13. My body hurts, and now my feelings are hurt watching you live.
We might need you.
And I gotta go.
You are star running back.
I'll be ready on Saturday, Sunday. I know you will be, but why 600 pounds?
Oh man,
Jeez,
it's different.
I'm mad at you already. I'm not again.
Bro. It was amazing. I met Tony Gonzalez too. It was cool.
Yeah, Tony's a good dude. I think
that's a good looking dude too.
Yeah, he's aging well. Right?
Yeah.
Tony used to come up to me too. He's like, Jared, maybe you should get dressed before you do your interviews. Like, you want to present yourself one? I'm like, I'm talking about Tony. Like, I have a mullet, Tony.
Yeah.
Just let it fly. Come on.
Let it fly, baby.
No, I was fortunate, man. I got to play with some. I mean, goodness, 1, 2. Just in Kansas City alone, there's 1, 2, 4 Hall of Famers I was in the line with. And then, one, Hutch got put in. So when he came to Minnesota, was with a Hall of Famer. Adrian will go into the Hall of Fame one day. So yeah, I've been fortunate. Hopefully Kevin Williams does too. I mean, I think he will at some point. He was a monster. I was fortunate. I mean, when it's all said and done, I'll probably play with close to 7 to 10 Hall of Famers. So
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I was blessed to be around some good dudes who taught me some good things, and they all had crazy work ethic. I think that was cool. Well, Brett, I got to play with Brett. He's in the Hall. So so yeah, man, it was a good run. It was a good 12 years, and got to meet some cool people along the way.
Dude, you're a badass, and I expect you a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what they say?
You're going to be, bro.
You know what the old adage? 4th time is a charm. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You're doing it, man.
Yeah, sometimes
if
it takes
I had
4
a vote,
times.
I would pick you right up there with the 5th choice.
Yeah, at least
for me.
Yeah,
yeah.
Is there like an honorable mention Hall of Fame? Because that guy's in, bro. You are my first ballot honorable mention Hall of Fame.
Honorable mention.
Oh, dude, I consider you a really good friend, and man, thank you so much for coming and doing this. I've died on this one.
My pleasure. I just feel bad because last time I was supposed to do it, I was on a flight to Denver, and I forgot to tell you guys about that. So.
I was on the way into the office, and I got a text, and it was like, "Hey, man,
we got over it. We're fine.
I got to go to Denver." And I'm like, "Well, you got to be in Curb in like 20 minutes."
I was like, "Oh, we're not doing this on the phone."
Man,
but you have to before you leave.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel of shame.
Wheel of shame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look how fancy it is.
It is very fancy.
It is fancy. Please don't break the wheel of shame.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was on the Wheel of Fortune, so
Oh,
that's right.
That's right.
You didn't even give it a good.
You just didn't have to break it.
What did he get?
Wake the Dead.
Wake the Dead.
Yep.
You ever done smelling salts before?
Yes.
Feel like doing it again?
Sure. Let's hit
go.
it up. Nothing. Some like ammonia.
I watched you on Wheel.
Yeah.
Me and Jenna, that's our dinner thing every night.
Dude, I should have. You know
slayed.
what? I should have got the first one, but I made a tactical error.
Yeah.
I should have chose a letter that I knew was up there versus trying to go fishing.
Yeah.
Can't go fishing.
No,
right?
you cannot go fishing.
They don't call it catching.
RSTLNE.
Yes.
Don't buy the valves till like the third or fourth spin.
And then on the last one was the same thing. I knew the last one right as my 3 seconds was running out, and I was like, "What? I don't want to say it." And then give someone, and I was like, "This is so easy. I should have knew it wasn't going to get back. I should have just spouted it out there."
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the right tactics down for the bonus round, and freaking.
How are Pat and Vanna?
Great.
Are they great people?
Don't age.
They don't.
Age, yeah. Dude, so they only work 30 days a year, like 31 days a year.
Yeah, they film what 4 or 5 episodes?
6 shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Pat makes like
wild.
$15 million for a month of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching that show since I was a kid.
You can kind of tell when he's at the end of the taping, though, because he's a little bit cynical with the contestants.
Well, think about all the stupid people he has to talk to on the daily, right? You know what I mean? Because they want you animated, they want this. He's got to just be like, "Oh my gosh,
get this more away from me."
I just don't want to deal with this anymore. And then he's saying probably the same thing over and over. So
I can't imagine coming out and being like, "Well,
the energy,
it's just that kills me because when they go into commercial, it's just like, "Well, it's I'm like, I can't understand a word."
And now
that
it's all a touch screen, which I'm not even sure like if Vanna's actually changing it.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, used to turn them around,
bro.
in our
let
day.
Vanna
Turn
be
them
Vanna.
around.
Turn the
letters.
Let it. Don't modernize Vanna's job with technology.
No.
Absolutely.
Let her walk back and
ridiculous.
forth in peace.
Yeah, turn that thing.
Maybe she's got arthritis from turning it so much.
It could be.
She's making a bunch of buttload of them. I'd turn them letters.
Yeah, man, that
I
makes
know you
you
turn them
nostalgic for
Yeah.
sure, right? Just turn that letter.
Yeah.
Freaking ridiculous. All right,
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
So
this.
you just open the lid and don't go full nose. You might want to hold it down here.
Bro, I went full nose last time.
You're a grown man.
You're all right. You don't want to go.
You don't go full
I put
nose.
it in my nose last time.
Wow, you can't even get it to the second nostril.
No.
You can't. It hits the first nostril, and it's literally like a horse pissed in the nose. Like that's how strong the ammonia smell is. Because when you
It's
clean,
rough,
if you
dude.
haven't cleaned the skull, right? Horse,
Yeah.
that smells.
That's it.
But
That's it.
that's 10 times. That's they shouldn't call that rhino salt. They should call that rhino piss. Wow, that is some. You need to hold that 15 feet away. I was like 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
That was too close. That's. Yeah. That'll get you. Oh yeah, for sure.
God.
That's the cure for a lot of stuff right there.
I'm dreading this. Okay. I can already smell it in the room.
Oh, my eyes.
Oh yeah. See it? You obviously didn't inhale until the second nostril.
Oh, it got me. It went.
Yeah. Dude, that is like a freaking dagger.
It's fun.
Of ammonia.
We are guys. We're dudes.
You know what? You don't even need coffee.
Doing some dude stuff over here.
Now I feel like my left nostril's cleaned and singed out. Like my
Yeah.
right nostril now, it doesn't feel the same effect.
Well, I think that's like the guys who do the powerlifting. They like go, and they're like, "Ugh," and then they're just like,
I'd die.
Not me.
I'd fall
yeah,
over.
we hit a couple of smelling salts, before the game to get your juices running.
But that's different right there.
That's there's the FDA approved that.
I doubt it.
Like I got a problem with them.
I
on
don't
a lot
think
of
anybody's
levels, but
approved
my
that.
goodness,
I'm crying.
that is like the strongest. And you see the rhino. It says rhinos. What does it say on
Yeah,
that?
this is called Atomic Rhino.
Atomic
Red
Rhino.
Line.
It's
And then it
fermented
says,
urine.
Read. Make sure you read this before
It's
you just start.
It's got to be fermented urine. That has to be.
It's brutal, man.
Oh, that's the strongest ammonia smell I've ever had.
You're welcome.
In
Yeah.
the face.
You had no idea. Colt, tell them where they can find us and stuff.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to remember everything since the Christmas break. Let's see. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're
Twin
available
Town.
on all streaming platforms.
Town.
Tell
Subscribe.
your mom, tell your dad, subscribe,
Like.
rate, like.
Yeah.
I need to just make a whole nother
You do.
separate recording, then we can just
Yeah.
punch that in. And then check out our man Jared Allen. I'll
Homes for
post-
Wounded Warriors, woundedwarriors.com.
Is that what it is? Homes for Wounded Warriors?
HomesForWoundedWarriors.com,
Yeah.
or you could use the acronym. What is it?
I don't
JH4WW.
know.
Anything else out there you're a part of and would like to promote?
Nah, I'm not very self-promoting.
Okay. Well, we know you have a new venture going on right now. Maybe somewhere down
coming
the
up-
road
coming
we can
out.
get you back on.
Yeah,
and-
coming out with our bourbon. Maybe this year, maybe next year. So we'll get you guys a sample.
Perfect, dude.
We'll
Thank
bring you
you
back on and we can sample it on the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah, on the pod.
Yeah.
That's what people are doing this. You
If
guys,
there's anything we could do for you, just let us know.
I mean, my light bill. You want to pay my light bill?
I would
When
love
people
to.
say that, do they actually mean it?
Kurt.
I try to call people out on that too all the time.
Kurt,
Yeah.
hey, Colt, huh?
Hey, anything I can do for you? Well, I got some bills.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to pay your Green Hills light bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not in Green Hills anymore.
No.
Oh, you're out,
there.
out.
It was dangerous, man.
You're
I
a
was
no-kill
gonna
now.
shoot somebody.
Yeah.
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 I was
Gotcha.
gonna have to shoot somebody.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
Dude, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I love
It's been
you.
awesome.
It's been great. I am David Tolliver. That's Colt Mersky. This is Twain. And bye-bye.